Okay, perfect. How to make the first part of an exam? You can find usually four or five exercise, depend on the exercise. Exercise one, and you have the table just down the description of the exercise. Exercise two, and you have all the table. You have to put the number just down, and exercise 3, you have to put the number in the table, and exercise 4, you put the number on the table. So let's start with the first exercise. What happen every time I make the exam is that students ask me if they can make a calculation inside the paper. For me, it's not a problem. You can use the paper how to want. The important things for me is that you put the number in this table, because what I see, you can write here million number, million word. It doesn't matter for me. It's important that you put in this table all the information I need in order to give you the right score. So this is the table you need um, to com- to get the number. You start with the information you have in the description. So the candidate built the statement of financial position of Casino Group Corp for the accounting period 4th January 31 December by including the following items. You have this item. In general, I use the same the same name of the item. What you will try different is the number you can see in this column. So you start with the first one, that is cash. You need to put cash in the table. Let's write. You know now that cash is a current asset, and you know the reason why it's a current asset. Cash, and the number you find. Current tax payable. Someone remember where what is a current tax payable? Sorry, but I think.
And current liabilities, I guess.
Yeah, sorry. Here the table is a little bit. Let's put this, because this is important. I want to explain you one thing. Um, what I need from you is even the subtotal of each box. I mean, I want that you put in this part, in this box and this box, the subtotal of the total asset, because the information we need is to have the subtotal of non-current asset, the subtotal of current asset, and all this subtotal, and in this box the total of the item. So please remember to put here the subtotal of the current asset. Your colleague say that current tax payable is a current liabilities, so let's put current tax payable here. And the number 22.
what we say is that deferred tax is a non-current liabilities. So let's put non-current liabilities here. Goodwill.
It will be non-current assets.
Non-current asset. Okay, very good. Okay, inventories.
Current assets.
Current asset, very good. Okay, long-term borrowings.
Non-current liabilities again.
Non-current liabilities again. Other intangible. Remember what is another?
Yeah, non-current assets.
Yeah, remember that other intangible like copyright or something like that. You can find even, remember the definition of other intangible, because in I think you will find the same item, but you can find even copyright, and copyright is an intangible. So for other intangible, you think about copyright and other item like goodwill. So intangible. Okay. Property, plant and equipment.
It's also non-current assets.
Non-current asset. You can use this item after the normal cycle period, the economic period. So proper. Okay, retain earnings, the earnings of the past years that you want to live in your company.
I guess it's equity and liabilities. It should be there.
Yeah, it's an equity and liability. Okay, but you have to decide if is an equity and non-current liabilities or current liabilities. You have to decide one of these three items. What do you think?
I guess non-current liabilities.
Someone else want to try? Someone else? No, it's not a non-current liabilities, because retained earnings, it's like share capital. What I mean, if your company have a profit, you can decide if distribute the profit on your shareholders like a dividend. So the profit of this year is 1 million, and you decide to give 1 million to your shareholders because it's the profit of the shareholders. But you can even decide of retain your profit inside the company in order to increase your equity, increase your capital. So retained earnings are the earnings of the past year that you didn't give like a dividend to your shareholders. So retained earnings is equity.
Okay, so thank you.
You're welcome. Important things you can find in the box of equity: return earnings, share capital, but even profit or loss of the current year. So here you will find return earnings of the past year, share capital, the capital of my shareholders, and you should find even profit or loss of the current year. If his profit is plus profit, if his loss is minus the loss of the current year. It's just an example, but remember, because sometimes I put profit or loss inside your exercise. Short-term borrowings. Someone want to try?
Current liabilities.
Current liabilities, very well. Okay. Trade and other payables.
Current liabilities.
Current liabilities, very well.
Sir, I just a bit confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But in the table, it's for suppose it's written non-current liabilities, and we are writing the for suppose the current liabilities there. I mean, I don't understand because the current liabilities is down, so it's a bit confusing.
Correct question. Thank you. What I say in at the start of the exercise is that why I put non-current asset, current asset down of all the items that are inside, because at the end of when you finish to put all the item inside the table, what I want to you and what we are going to do now is to have the subtotal of each item in the table. So let's see the item non-current asset. When you put the subtotal, you have all your item up. Goodwill, other intangible, property, plant is goodwill plus other intangible plus property, plant, and here the subtotal of non-current asset. This is the reason why I put the item down and not up. It's just because it's better when you finish the exercise, when you finish to put all the item inside the table, to make the subtotal sum. This is just the reason.
I get it, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Trade. Okay, this is
Current asset?
in this case
Current
it's
assets?
better if we because this is the last.
Because they can convert within a year in cash.
What? Sorry?
Because they can convert in cash within a year.
Yeah, you can work here. You can work just at the end the total asset or the subtotal of current asset. I will remember to erase this part in the final exam. So trade receivable. Someone want to try?
Current assets.
Current assets.
Current assets. Very good. Very good, student. Very, very good. Okay, now remember the rule. You put all your item inside. After that, you need to sum the non-current asset, the current asset, the equity, non-current liability, current liability. Every time 5 subtotals you have. So let's start with this. Someone can to sum the 3 items, please. If not, I open Excel, the Excel or the calculator. Okay, I use the Excel.
So the total is gonna be
What?
the total is gonna be 374,850.
374.
1,850.
850. 850. Okay. Okay. Please, the current asset.
It's 239,700.
239,700.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Total equity.
198,900.
900. Yeah. Very, very good. Current, non-current liabilities.
Non-current liability.
262.
62.
Yeah.
650.
Okay, thank you. Non-current liability, current liabilities.
76,500. 76,000.
76,500.
Sorry, but here I missed the amount of trade and
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. Okay, the sum is
76,500. 153,000. Yeah.
53,000. Okay. So remember the secret. If you want to be sure that the exercise is right, now the total amount of total asset has to be the same of the total amount of total equity and liability. If not, some item is in the wrong place for sure, or some or one of the amount of our items is not correct. So let's do the sum of total asset, that is the subtotal of non-current asset plus current asset.
That would be 614.
614.
Yes, 550.
Okay, let's do the sum of my total equity and liabilities, that is the sum of equity plus non-current liabilities plus current liabilities.
It's the same.
Okay, perfect. In this case, 99% your exercise is correct, and you have the maximum score in the exercise. That for this exercise I think was maybe 6 point. Yeah, maybe 6 point, because or depend on the number of the exercise, but this is the exercise that has the more value of all the exercise. So let's go to the next exercise, exercise 2. You remember this exercise? What we have to do here? This is very easy. I mean, because focus on the description of the exercise. Royal Company is preparing budget for the quarter ending June 30. For secret, I am interested in the quarter ending June 30. So April, May and June. July and August are not in my we will not put the number in our exercise, so we are not interested in July and August. It's just tricky, but we are not interested. So quarter ending June 30, April, May, June. So let's write, in order to remember, the first things you have to do. Let's write very quickly the quarter you are interested. April, May, June. Just a little secret in order to don't second quarter. The first quarter is January, February, March. Second, April, May, June. Budget sales in unit. You have all your budget here and the selling price here. So very easy. Let's put the quantity we are interested. 30. 50,000. 30,000. And let's put here all the sum for the quarter. That is 30,000, 50,000, 30,000. So 110,000. Let's put the selling price. Sometimes I change the selling price. What I mean, I can give you different selling price for each month, because in April the selling price is 15 euros per unit, in May change and is 20, and in June is 25. So let's focus on the selling price you find on the description that can change. In this case it doesn't change, so it's 15 is the average in the real world is the average selling price in the month. Okay, and here you don't need to put nothing because total budget sales. What do you need to do? Someone remember?
Yes, sir. We will multiply budgeted sale price with the selling price per unit.
Yeah,
Yes.
that very good, very simple. Just multiply. So is you know that your sales are 30,000 units. Your average selling price is 15 euros. Just multiply 30,000 per 15 euros. Let's give me. It should be maybe
4,50,000. 45
okay.
000.
Euros.
450,000.
Euros, dollar, or whatever, baht, whatever you want, rublo. Okay, same things here.
750,000.
1,000, very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. And in this case, you are lucky because
Assume as April, yeah.
4,50,000.
I don't change the price, the average price. So the total is 1,000,006. Yeah, correct. Please, let's check because I don't know.
Yeah, it's correct.
Okay.
I guess one more zero if I'm not wrong there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is the first part of the exercise, but the exercise it's not finished because you have the second part, because now you know that you have sold 30,000 unit multiply by the selling price, but not all your sales are paid in the same month you sell the item. So in this case, this is 25,000 euros. Sorry, I put dollar, but it's euros. You have this information, this box that give you other information about the payment of your sales. And we know that 70% collected in the month of sales, 30% collected in the month of following sales. The March 31 account receivable balance of 25,000 euros will be collected in full. So start with the first information you have, 25,000 euros. You start with 25 euros. After that, we are interested in the quarter April, June. So April, we know that we have 450,000 euros of sales, of budgeted sales, but just the 70% is collected in the month of sales. So you have to multiply 550,000 euros multiply per 70%. Let's give me the result.
315,000.
315,000. Okay. Very good. Another secret. Let's put here. Usually I put the month up the number. If not, let's write the month up the. I mean here. Let's write April, May, in order to put the number in the right place. So May, we know that in May we collected the 30% of April budgeted sales and the 70% of May budgeted sales. So here you have to multiply the total budget sales of April per 30%. Someone can give me the...
It's 135,000.
Yeah, 135,000. Okay. And the 70% of May budgeted sales?
525,000.
525?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we know that in in June 30% of May and 70% of June. So let's start with the 30% of May.
It's 225,000.
30%
30% of May.
Okay, very good.
And the 70% of the June would be the same as April, 315,000.
315,000. Very good. Thank you. So I put here 30%, but what I said is that we are just interested in this quarter. So the 30% of the total budget sales of June
It will be then the next quarter, yeah.
Yeah, will be collected in the next quarter. So we stop here the exercise and we put here all the sum. For April is 25, that is the account receivable balance that we start, that is 25 plus 315 is 340. Okay, for May is 135. Let's check if my sum is
Yes, correct, sir.
correct, please. And in June is
540.
okay. So let's do the total account receivable for the quarter we are interested. That is the sum of April, May, and June.
It's 1,540,000, I guess.
154. Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you.
1 million.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's see that we have in the quarter sales for 1,650,000 euros, but we have receivable for 1,540,000 540,000 euros. The exercise is finished. In general, I put one very quickly exercise, that is the exercise of the production the production budget. So in this case I put May and all the item. Let's do the exercise. Budget sales of picture frames over the next 3 months are April, May and June. Omega Company produce and sell picture frames to guard against out of stock situation. The company requires that 40% of the next month's sales be on hand at the end of each month. So what we need to do here? Someone remember? We are interested in May. So first number we need is the budgeted sales. What we have to put in this case? Someone want to try?
So I think the budgeted sale for May would be 120,000 units.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Well,
Your colleague was right. We need to put the first number we need to put is the budgeted sale for the May we are interested on. So in May we know that the budgeted sales is in unit is 120,000 picture frame. The desired ending inventory. Do you remember how to calculate? The information about the desired ending inventory is here.
So it says that there should be a 40% on their hand at the end of the next month. So we calculate the 40% of 120, which is 48,000.
Okay, your colleague is right. What we need, what we want to have in our end at the end of each month is the 40% of the next month's sales. We are in May. We know that the next month's sales are 110,000. So we multiply 40% per 110,000 and is 44.
275. 27.
No, actually, I think it's 44,000.
No.
Right?
Maybe it's 44,000.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It's 44,000. 40%
Yeah,
of
yes.
June would be 44,000.
44,000. Okay. So let's calculate the total needs. Total needs is budgeted sales plus desired ending inventory.
166.
Yeah,
64, sorry.
64, very good. Beginning inventory. How we calculate the beginning inventory? Which was the desired ending inventory of April. Let's think about the desired ending inventory of April. That is the 40% of the next month's sale. The next month's sale is May, so
It would be 48,000.
40?
48,000.
48,000 because it's the budgeted sales in unit for May multiply per 40%. So is 48,000. So now the final number for solve the exercise, what we need to do? We have the total needs. We know that we need 164,000. We also know that we have a beginning inventory of 48,000 units. So, which is the required production? Someone want to try? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Let's try. We know that we have a total needs of 164, but we also know, so let's focus on me. I need 164,000 units of picture frames. But we start in May that in one end, I already have 48,000. So how many picture frames I need to product in order
116,000, I guess.
160,000 because it's my total needs that I want to have. The beginning inventory that I already have in my hand, so is correct what your colleague says. 116,000. This is the required production. Let's do the last exercise. So, in this case, we have to split the amount that we have just in total for division X and division Y. All the information you need for split the amount is what you find here. How to split the indirect labor relation to direct labor. How to split the selling and advertising expenses relation to revenue. How to split the electricity and financial cost relation to raw materials. So, start with the indirect labor. You know that you need to calculate your ratio in relation of direct labor. So what you need to do is the total amount of indirect labor divided to the total amount of direct labor, and you have your fourth ratio. In order to split the amount in the division X, you take the ratio and multiply the ratio on the amount of direct labor for division X. When you want to split the total amount for division Y, take the ratio, so this amount divided this amount, ratio, and ratio multiply the amount of direct labor for division Y. Let's try. Someone want to try?
Yes, sir. I already did the calculation for the indirect labor division X. It would be 2,800 because I divided the indirect labor total with the direct labor